Now to that protest planned for Sydney tomorrow, it is illegal. The bid by the protesters to the Supreme Court of Appeal to overturn the ban was rejected just about an hour ago. So they do not have a permit for their protest, but they've pledged to turn up anyway. I spoke with the New South Wales Police Minister, David Elliott, a little earlier. Minister, thanks for joining us. Police rejected this application for a protest permit. That's been upheld by the courts. Presumably this rejection's got nothing to do with the issues they're protesting or public order or the like. It's all about the pandemic and the risk of spreading infection.
Well, that's exactly right, Chris. And anybody that wants to make out that this is some sort of breach of the cause or some sort of a rejection of the protest itself are just completely wrong. I mean, we had to ban the Anzac Day march. We've had to cancel the Royal Easter show. We can't fill up stadiums. So no matter where you sit on the political divide, no matter where you sit culturally or philosophically, these mass gatherings are about making sure that the public health orders are complied with. It's got nothing to do with any suggestion that we don't want to see these protests go ahead. We do. I can't wait to see a return to our freedoms. Nobody wants to see the unrestricted operation of pubs and clubs more than me, I can assure you.
So even though the protesters are saying they'll be in smaller groups and they'll socially distance, you're saying that if they turn up, they are breaking the law and posing a threat to public health.
That's exactly right. The public health orders have confirmed that. The police have confirmed that. Now the Supreme Court has confirmed that. So we can't make it any clearer that these sort of gatherings are illegal. And they're illegal because we cannot control the crowds. They're illegal because we cannot identify anybody that would be a party to that mass gathering in the event that somebody is subsequently found to be carrying the coronavirus. And they're illegal because they're a waste of government resources at a time when all hands on deck should be attracting the attention of the response to the pandemic.
So when the protesters turn up, they say they'll turn up regardless. If it's illegal, will they be arrested and bundled away in paddy wagons, or will they be handed on-the-spot fines?
Well, it depends on the operation of the gathering. I mean, at the end of the day, a breach of the public health order does carry with it a $1,000 fine. Police may feel that they should use their discretion and move on any participants in the first instance, but if they don't do that, they are most likely to receive an on-the-spot fine. Those fines can escalate to $5,500. Indeed, if it's a corporation involved in tomorrow's events, well, then they could attract a $50,000 fine. And in the extreme, they can actually receive a 6-month prison sentence. So we're not mucking around. But as I've said in the past, this isn't about making a punitive action against anybody who wants to protest. This isn't about making life difficult for anybody who wants to express a political opinion. They can do that. They can ring Talkback Radio, they can write letters to the editor, they can get on social media. This is about keeping them safe, their loved ones safe, and of course tomorrow's timing of the proposed march was put together with the hope of causing maximum disruption to lunchtime crowds in the city, and that's just not on.
You talk about resources. Will police outnumber the protesters?
Well, we don't know exactly how many protesters will actually make good their threat to turn up tomorrow, but I can assure you from what we've seen in the past, what we saw last month in the protests that did go ahead thanks to the Supreme Court appeal, that the police resources are adequate. And of course, we've got 17,000 police officers out there. We've got specialist police. We've got public order riot squad. We've got all the capabilities necessary to make sure that if anybody wants to play up, they'll be dealt with.
You're running a big operation on the New South Wales-Victoria border, also on the New South Wales-Queensland border. How is all that going in terms of resourcing and liaising with the other states' police forces and the defence forces?
Well, it's going very well. It's we have, as you're aware, about 350 to 650 police on the ground at any one time on that border side operation. They've been supplemented by Australian Defence personnel who are doing a fantastic job. Those type of operations are exercised regularly, so it's not something that is necessarily foreign to them. This morning I've been briefed by commissioners of some of the other combat agencies, some of the volunteer emergency services who at the moment, although they are quite distracted with the storms activity across the eastern part of the state, they will also be providing some backup to the police and to the ADF. So I'm very comfortable, and the fact that we've had so few arrests is reassuring that people do want to do the right thing, but there's always going to be a few acts of stupidity, and the police have had to respond to that accordingly.
David Elliott, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Chris.